Hello, my loves. My camera's moving because I picked up my microphone. I'm starving, so I have to eat my salad. But if you're here and you want to say hi, you can. I'm available. But until you say hi, or book a reading, I'm going to eat my salad. And then I'm going to do some work. But I have some nice ambient sounds going in the background, so hopefully that will be good. I got to work on some content. I have an email that should go out. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think I am going to do it. Because technically somebody else is going to be scheduling my emails. But I don't know if we're going to start that today. So that's my update. How are you guys doing? How's your week going so far? My day was amazing. I had a meeting with a founder of a local nonprofit, and it was amazing and wonderful, and we're going to be doing some really cool work together, so I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited about that. So tell me, how is your month going? How's your year going? How's your Black History Month going? Tell me everything. Oh my god. Hi, Sheila. How are you? I'm sorry. I hope that message wasn't there for a million years. I just saw it. Hi, how are you? Sheila, I got your money. You can put your question in the chat, and I'm almost done with my salad, so I will answer it the second that I get done. Take your time. Okay. Thank you. my my next Instagram graphic, the text says, "My Instagram account is full of monitoring spirits." I literally got off of Instagram. I mean, I'm conflicted because where am I going to post my post-workout selfie? Maybe I should just put it in the community tab. I was thinking of doing that. I downloaded today's post Instagram selfie. But then if I put it in the community tab, I can't add music. And if I can't add music, then what is this even about? But I literally got off of Instagram, got off of Facebook, made my business Instagram private, took down my Facebook business page, because I am so fucking tired of people just watching me and not interacting with me and not supporting me. The amount of people who watch every single thing that I do, every single move that I make, but don't like my Instagram posts like in feed, I think it's fucking weird. And so I was just like, I'm tired of this. And I ignored it for a really long time. But as I sat and I reflected, I was like, I actually don't give a damn about Instagram, and I actually don't need Instagram to make money, and I actually don't really care about Facebook either. Okay, I got you, Sheila. So then I just made everything private. And it's like, there's nothing going on there. And I just think that's so funny. Like, literally, why are you just sitting here monitoring me? I do think it's fucking weird. I do think it's fucking weird. Okay. I'm almost finished. My salad is nothing but croutons now. Oh my god, you guys. Trader Joe's sells these croutons. They're so good. They're so good. I'm not having them right now. I just was thinking about them. They're so good. Now I can change my graphics for YouTube so that the finger is pointing up towards the caption. All right. Let's do this, people. So many croutons. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. I literally deactivated my Instagram near the new year. Had to take the break because I had the feeling of just people watching me. Yeah, and like, I don't know. I don't feel. Here's what I think. If I post a video, record something, and you watch the video, like, fine, that's not weird to me. But I was talking about this in the post that's gonna come out at some point tonight. Like, I think that it's weird to deliberately seek out someone's social media, to like seek out someone's anything, and then to not like their post. I just think it's weird. I don't do that. When I see people and I like them and I'm friends with them, I support them. Even if I'm not watching their videos and, super immersed in like their content or whatever, I like it because it helps. It boosts you through the algorithm, and I'm just being supportive. I think it's so fucking weird to just like people and not support them. It's like if you went to a play in a theater and you just like, it's the end of the show and you stayed for the entire show and you're like not clapping and they're, on the stage and they're like taking a bow and everything, and you're just not clapping and you're just there and you're just not clapping and you're just watching. I think it's fucking weird. I think it's fucking weird behavior. I do. I think it's weird. I do. So I'm done with Instagram. I'm having this experience where I feel like gatekeeping myself as I've been like working on going even deeper in my self-worth. I'm like gatekeeping myself where I'm like, actually, I don't have to post here every single day. I don't have to be here. I don't have to post on my Instagram story. I don't have to give you anything, because at this point, what you're doing is you're just kind of feeding off my energy in a way, right? Because it obviously gives you life. It obviously gives you value. It obviously gives you some sort of enjoyment or entertainment. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be watching my story. You wouldn't be around. When people give you value, you give value back. When you value people, you give value back. When you like having people in your world and you appreciate having them in your life, you give value back. And I just realized, like, I actually don't have to be anywhere where I'm constantly giving value and giving energy. And I feel like people aren't giving back to me. And of course, with manifestation, you always have the opportunity to tap into the energy of, excuse me, I burped. You always have the opportunity to tap into the energy of people giving back to you and stuff like that. But like, I don't really give a damn. I'd rather just not post on Instagram. I don't really care about Instagram. I don't really care about Facebook. Sometimes you want to turn stuff around. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just, fuck it. I'll see you when I see you. And if I see you never, then I'll see you never. Buy a course. Deuces. And that's how I feel. Hi, Natalia. How are you? I'm from Houston. I sing R&B, and wow, you're beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been seeing your videos and I want to say thank you. Love them. You're so welcome. I'm so happy that you love my videos. Hi. Remgem, is that how you pronounce your name? The background is so cool, by the way. Thank you. They're just posters that I got. I got like copies of posters on Etsy, and I chose the ones that I liked the best, and I got them printed at CVS, and that's them. I contemplated putting them in frames, but a lot of things happened. I ended up moving environments and rooms and different shit like that, so whatever. They've been truly great, empowering, and informative. I love your tarot series. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm happy that you are really finding value in them and that you feel that they're empowering for you. Like, that makes me so happy. Okay, let's get into it with Sheila's reading. And also, you guys, if my energy is just like a little bit low, you'll just have to excuse me, because first of all, I'm playing this fucking music. I have my heater on. Oh my god, heat is my kryptonite. And when I say it's my kryptonite, I don't mean it in like a bad way, but just like, heat makes me sleepy. You know what? I need to cut my heater off, but I'm on my period and I need to keep my heater on. You know, so I'm just in a silly, goofy mood, except more like a sleepy, a sleepy mood. I'm just in a sleepy, tired mood. I went and I worked out today. I had that meeting today, which ended up being like over an hour or just about an hour long. Oh my god, it was so fucking good, you guys. I'm so excited to be doing important work that I have been wanting to do for so long. Like, oh, this is just a manifestation of so much. Okay, I'm done with my updates. Let's do our reading. All right, Sheila, we're gonna start with this animal oracle, and you just have to let me know because I put the microphone down. So if you can't hear me, just let me know in the live chat so I can adjust accordingly. We got to move some stuff around here so that I can have some space. Oh my god. I'm drinking this ginger turmeric tea from Trader Joe's, and I put honey in it, which I don't usually. I usually just drink the tea by itself with no sweetener, but I don't know if I just put a lot of honey in it, but it is so good. I am like addicted to honey lately. Okay. I don't want to say addicted to honey lately, but just like, I've been consuming honey more lately, which is very good because it's a sweetener. And my life has been pretty sweet. You know what? Yeah. Okay. You're good. Thank you, my love. Okay, perfect. Let's get our timer started. Tapping into Sheila's energy. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of Sheila. What does Sheila need to know right now? Hold on. Let me scroll. Whatever messages and guidance, whatever wants to come through. Okay. Sacred boundaries. And almost there. Love. Okay, so immediately, we'll pull more cards, but just what's coming through immediately is, I feel like what they would love for you to do is acknowledge your progress. So it kind of feels like you get kind of like hard on yourself, and then you kind of like beat yourself up. Like you should be going harder and you should be doing more, but that actually ends up being a kind of like, I want to say like a self-fulfilling prophecy. No, let me say it in a different way. You are not just creating a better life for yourself. You're not just manifesting. You are creating an environment internally, and then it will be reflected externally. You're creating an environment. I'm like, do I have food in my boobs? Okay. That is conducive to your growth. An environment that is conducive to your growth is going to be an environment that feels welcoming. It's going to be an environment wherein you feel safe and you feel seen and you feel understood, and there's kindness there and there's compassion there. So when you make a mistake and you beat yourself up, when you make a commitment and you say, I'm going to do this new thing, but then you fall off for one of the days, and then in response to your mistake, or in response to you not being 100% perfect, by the way, you're human. None of us are 100% perfect, right? In response to you making a mistake, it's kind of like you start beating yourself up and like piling on top of yourself. This is why I'm not good enough. This is why I'm not blah, blah, blah. This is why I can't. This is why I'll never. And it's like, whoa. Don't think of it just as you by yourself talking to yourself. Think about it as if it was your 3-year-old self and a grown-up adult. How crazy would that be if a 3-year-old was making mistakes because they're learning how to be a human being, and they're learning how to honor boundaries of themselves and others, and they're learning how to follow rules, and they're learning how to be alive, right? And every time that 3-year-old makes a mistake, the adult in their life is like screaming at them. This is why you're the worst child ever in the world, and you're never going to be successful, and you're never going to be good, and you're never going to get into kindergarten, and you're never going to be a good grown adult. Like, whoa, this is a 3-year-old kid, and they're doing the best that they can. So the message that's coming through is that it would really support you to have some kindness and compassion, okay? So it's like, what's motivating you to go towards your goal and to create this life that you desire? It doesn't have to be fear that's motivating you. It doesn't have to be beating yourself up that's motivating you. I feel like, I don't know where you would have picked this up, but it just feels like you picked it up somewhere along the way that if you're not nice to yourself, you're not going to reach your goals. If you're not hard on yourself, you're going to be lazy and you're not going to do all the things in the world. But that's not true, right? You've got that Piscean energy, and it doesn't even have to just be the Pisces energy thing, but it's a feminine energy thing. It's a desiring thing. And what I mean when I say that it's a desire thing is I really want to know what it's like to perform on stage. That would be really fun. I really want to know what it's like to perform on stage and to be so good that it moves people. Because let's talk about what it really means to be a successful performer and artist. And Sheila, we haven't talked in a very long time. I don't even know what your goals are, but every single time I tap into your energy, immediately I see you on stage as an actress. So correct me if I'm wrong, or if you have other plans or want to do other stuff, but that's the example I use all the time because that's what I see. When you are an actress and you are doing a performance and you're getting an amazing review, what does that mean? That means you immersed yourself into a role, you became a character, and you played that character so convincingly, so authentically. And not only did you portray a character well, but you also moved energy within your audience. You've inspired something within your audience, whether there's somebody in the audience who is inspired to be like you and be on stage, or there's somebody in the audience who is inspired by your conversation or the things that you're talking about, the themes that are inside of this play that you are a part of, this story that you are bringing to life, right? Think about, for me, I love Hamilton, the musical, right? I love Lin-Manuel Miranda's work and his artistry. I can listen to Hamilton, the musical today, and I can listen to certain songs and I can cry, and I can listen to certain songs and I can feel motivated. You know what I'm saying? I can listen to certain songs and I can feel fucking hyped up. I can listen to certain songs and I can feel ready to fight. To fight for what? To fight for freedom. To fight for my people. To fight for my community. To fight for the birth of a new, better fucking nation. You know what I mean? I am just like my country. I am young, scrappy, and hungry. Like, fuck yeah, you know? The reason that I feel that energy is because of what those artists did on that track. It moves me, it changes me, it shifts me. And so, yes, we want to have the accolades and we want to have the recognition, but it's understanding what the accolades and the recognition actually means. When you get the Tony Awards and when you get the amazing reviews in the newspaper, it means you are an artist who is bringing characters to life and who is shifting the energy and the perspective and the vibration of your audience. There's no more important work in the world. I say this all the time. There might be certain work that we do professionally as human beings to survive, but we live as human beings for art in a million and one different ways. We don't live just so that we can go get a checkup at the doctor. We don't work so that we can continue to live more years. No, we want to have a higher paying job so that we can go to a new country and a new city and we can see amazing architecture, which to me is a form of art that may be dozens or hundreds and hundreds of years old. That's artistry. We want to see these things. We want to experience these things. We want to see food and we want to experience food. It's art. And so as a chef or a painter, a photographer or a singer or an actress, you are creating art and people live for this. So it's a very high honor and it's a very important work that you're doing, and it inspires people and it shifts people and it changes lives, right? So there's a strong energy of like purpose there. And I forgot why the hell I started talking about that in the first place. What was I talking about? I was talking about reviews. I was talking about what happens when you're getting amazing reviews. I have no idea why I went on that tangent, but it was really good. Okay, let me refocus. You moving towards your success in your career is you focusing on, I want to be that and I want to create that. I wonder what it would be like to live a life where I am an artist who is changing and transforming lives, whether I am giving someone an hour and a half break from the stressors of their daily life, or I am helping and inspiring someone to believe in themselves, or I am helping someone to heal from things that happened to them in their childhood. Like, you know what I mean? I want to be that. That desire is what drives you. You don't have to be motivated by fear. You don't have to be motivated by beating yourself up. You don't have to be motivated by telling yourself that you're not good enough. You don't have to be motivated by, if I don't keep going, then it's not going to happen for me. Instead, you can be curious and you can be playful and you can be fun and you can follow your desire and you can trust and know and understand that that desire isn't going to go away. And so we're talking about creating an environment internally, which then will become external, where you are safe and secure to grow and expand. Okay, there's a timer. We're almost done. You want to create an environment where it is safe for you to grow and expand. That requires kindness. If you are on a journey of reparenting yourself, which you are, your journey to your desires is an emotional one. It is a journey that requires kindness and compassion and love and forgiveness and grace. You do not want to create that hostile environment because you're going to make it harder for yourself to thrive. Think about it. Let's say you want to do a new thing. You're like, okay, every single day I'm going to journal. And you do day 1 and you journal, perfect. Day 2, you journal, wonderful. Day 3, you don't journal. And then day 4, you're beating yourself up because you didn't journal on day 3. And now you're feeling worse. Now you're taking time, energy, and effort to make yourself feel bad for not showing up for yourself. That's not really productive. Versus having an experience where it's day 4, I forgive myself for not showing up on day 3, whatever, I'm going to show up today. That saves time. That saves energy. That saves effort. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not a cop. I'm just going to keep moving forward. I'm just going to get up and try again. And I'm not going to try again because I'm afraid to fail. I'm going to try again because I really want to be on that stage. I'm going to try again because I really want to transform lives with my art. I'm going to try again because I really want to create powerful art that moves people and changes lives and alters timelines and brings truth to the world, right? Okay. So it's going to be really helpful and really supportive for you to start focusing on what you're doing right, celebrating yourself, acknowledging your accomplishments. What are the amazing things that you've been doing over the past several months, over the past year? What are the amazing habits that you have been cultivating? What are some really great mindset shifts that you've had? What are some great things that you've learned? What are some great efforts that you tried? And it doesn't matter if it wasn't perfect, but how can you start using your mind to deliberately seek out and identify ways that you're doing a good job? And that's going to build a really positive momentum, because your brain is just following you. So right now, you've got a bit of momentum built up where your brain is anticipating, right, your next move. Your brain is anticipating your next thought. And so your brain is like, okay, I made a mistake. I know what it's time to think. It's time to beat myself up. It's time to criticize myself. It's time to be mean to myself. And so you've got that old momentum built up, and now you're just deliberately, consciously slowing that momentum down and saying, actually, brain, I know that I've been beating myself up for a couple years, a couple decades, and I'm sorry to myself and I forgive myself, and I'm ready to do a new thing. And instead of focusing on my mistakes, I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to love myself deeply and completely. Even when I'm angry at myself for making a mistake, I'm going to love myself deeply and completely. And also, I'm going to focus on what I did really good. And the really good thing that I did might be, in this moment, I'm deliberately choosing not to beat myself up. That's a really good thing that I did. You know what I mean? All of those times that I gave up, I never gave up permanently because I'm still trying today. That's a really good thing. I'm happy that I did that, right? Okay, this Sacred Boundaries card is really interesting because I'm paying less attention to the text and I'm paying more attention to this tiger that is jumping over this hand. And it feels like the message that's coming through is like, you can overcome the things that people told you were. We talked about this with like the projections, and maybe I just wouldn't use the word projection. Not that it's bad or wrong or incorrect, but that's just not how I would speak. The message that I'm getting is like, it feels like people were telling you like, stop, like you can't do this. You're not good enough for this. It feels like in like elementary school or like primary school. You're Canadian, right? It feels like an experience when you were like younger, like going through like education or something, and somebody was telling you directly or indirectly, some way you're getting this message that you can't do that. You're not smart enough for that. And it was either somebody outside of you telling you or you telling yourself. Like, you know, when you're learning how to do math and it feels hard and it feels difficult, and then you go, I can't do it, you know? So there was some experience where internally, externally, maybe both, you started saying, I can't do that. I can't do the thing that I want. I could never sing in that way. I could never blah, 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 right? I tell the story a couple of times. I had an experience when I was in elementary school. I've always loved singing and wanted to be an amazing singer. And so I joined like choir or something when I was in elementary school. And I was like singing something, and one of the girls in my elementary school was looking at me like, your voice sounds absolutely terrible. And I was like, oh, I can't sing, right? And I took that thought, that I can't sing, and I held on to it for such a long time, so much so that I didn't go after not plays in high school, but musicals in high school, which is crazy because the high school fucking musical is like the biggest production of the year, you know? I didn't go out for the major parts and lead roles, even though we did Seussical the musical, and I should have been the sour fucking kangaroo. What are you talking about? But I didn't even try because of an experience that I had when I was like, what, 8 years old? And I came to the conclusion that I can't sing. What I didn't understand when I was 8 years old is that your voice is an instrument. And that singing is a skill that can be developed. Anybody can sing. I might not sound like Beyonce, but I'm going to sound like me, and it's going to be fabulous, you know? So there's something going on there where you're telling yourself the story that you can't do something, and the message that's coming through is like it's actually a lie. It's actually just not true. And so your mindset work looks like identifying those thoughts when you feel like you can't do it, when you feel discouraged, you don't know why, when you just think about your desire and your goal and you're like, no, I shouldn't even try this, or I don't think it's going to really work out for me, or whatever. It's like acknowledging, hey, that's actually not true. It's not true that I can't do this. It's not true that I'm not capable. There's nothing wrong with me. That's the message that's coming through. They're like, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken inside of you that makes you incapable of creating a good life. Anything that is telling you that you are broken and incapable of creating a good life is a fucking lie. I feel very strongly about that. So practicing and taking that time and acknowledging when I feel like I can't do it, is that ultimately true? No, there's nothing broken within me. If I can learn how to read, and I can learn how to write, and I can learn how to find YouTube videos, and I can learn how to work the internet, I can learn how to drive, or I can learn how to take bus routes, or I can do both of those things, I am capable. I am capable of telling a new story again and again and again until it becomes a belief. I am capable of overcoming my childhood past experiences. I am capable of creating a beautiful life for myself. I am capable of achieving my dreams. And the last thing coming through, I thought I was going to pull more cards, but I'm not because we're done. The last thing coming through is that not only are you just needing to acknowledge right now, and it's not just a one-time thing, it's again and again and again, acknowledging that it's not true, that you're incapable of creating that beautiful life, and then deliberately tapping into that energy of having created that beautiful life. I don't know if you're scripting. I feel like I've probably told you about scripting before, but this is just another message to either keep scripting or to practice scripting. Actually get a physical journal and write out, put pen to paper as if you are living your dream life or having your desired, next experience. And it's going to feel unreal, and it's going to feel untrue, and it's going to feel like a lie, and it's going to feel impossible. That's okay. That's normal. Keep writing anyway. Keep imagining it anyway, and keep writing as if it really happened, and keep writing as if it's currently happening. And then it's going to feel more and more normal. And as you keep writing, and as it continues to feel more and more normal, you're being a vibrational match. And so you're attracting ideas and people and places and things, and your dreams begin to become a reality. Earlier today, I met with one half of the founders of a local nonprofit organization that I am so excited and honored to be partnering with. It won't be a, business thing that we'll do on the internet. It's me, hands on the fucking ground, making changes and supporting the youth of my fucking community, and I'm so excited about it. But the reason why I am having this conversation with these women right now is because for years I have been manifesting and thinking and talking and tapping into the energy. There's probably tweets on my Twitter account of me having this ongoing joke with my angels and ancestors and spirit guides. And I'm like, listen, I know that I was born to advocate powerfully for my community and for children, but I'm not going to go testify in front of the Senate on the Senate floor and I don't have Dior on my feet. I wanted these Dior heels at the time. And it was this conversation about, I know that I am called to do powerful fucking work, but I need to have a good wardrobe first. This is my requirement. This is my fee. I want to be at a certain place in my life. I want to be at a certain place with the way that I dress. I want to be at a certain place with the way that I show up before I do this part of my work. And so when I would visualize and I would tap into the energy of me doing that community work, I would see myself wearing certain outfits. There is one dress in particular that I would imagine myself wearing while I'm serving and teaching and working with my community. Bada bing, bada boom. I bought that dress last summer, you know? And then a couple months later, I'm at the gym with my friend having a random conversation. And then one thing leads to another. And now it's like, oh, what do you do for work? I have 2 businesses. One of my businesses is a nonprofit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, shut up. You're a nonprofit that does blah, 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 blah. I am so incredibly passionate about socioeconomic inequality in public school education. I am so fucking passionate about helping my community. Like, oh my God, we have to talk. And then that turned into meetings and a whole bunch of other stuff and doors opening. But the point is, before I was sitting down and meeting people, I was imagining it. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to come together. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to vibrate in alignment with your desires. So keep scripting and be tenacious. You kind of have this habit of somebody tells you no, you can't do it. And then you're kind of like, aw, like I can't do it. Like the fox is so funny because they're showing me Swiper from Dora the Explorer. I don't know if you've ever seen Dora the Explorer, but it's a children's television show. And there's a little fox and his name is Swiper. And he basically was a thief. And so he would come onto the scene and he would try to take things from Dora. And then when they saw Swiper, they would say, Swiper, no swiping, Swiper, no swiping. And then Swiper would be like, aw, man. And then he wouldn't be able to steal, right? And so you kind of have that energy where it's like people are telling you directly or indirectly, or even internally, those old thoughts coming into your mind saying, you can't do that. And you're like, oh, man, like, oh, and then you just kind of like accept it. But the message and the energy that's coming through is like, you have to be ferocious like a tiger. And it's just about practicing being willing to continue to show up for yourself, being willing to continue to see yourself succeeding, even when it feels like, I don't think I can do this. Even when somebody's telling you, no, it's not going to be possible for you. Even when your own thoughts in your mind are saying it's not going to be possible for you. Are you still willing to believe? Are you still willing to practice seeing yourself succeeding? Okay? Oh my God, that was so good. That was so good. Okay, now I'm going to scroll because I didn't see any of your anythings. Okay. Are you reading for just one person or multiple? That was a personal reading. So if anybody wants a reading, you can send me $25. All you have to do is click the description box and I have links to my Cash App, my Venmo, and my PayPal. If you're able to read for me, then same as Sheila, whatever wants to come through about anything and everything, I have lots going on cross test. Yeah, just send me $25 if you want a reading, Natalia. Everything is linked in the description box as well as all of the information. So just let me know. When I was in high school, I tried to pursue acting but stopped due to some obstacles. Yeah. My drama teacher told me he thought I could become a great actor. Yeah. It would be a dream come true if I became an actor. Yeah. Yes, I get that feeling from movies. I cried, laughed, sang, everything. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Hold on. My chat was only on top chat, so if you said anything else, I didn't see. But yeah, I literally feel the same exact way. I literally feel the same exact way. Movies changed my life. A lot of them children's movies. I love a good child. I love a good child's movie. They're so good. About to send to you. Okay, awesome, Natalia. Yeah. I love art. I love art so much. And I think when we're creative women and we're called to create, there's a different kind of, when you're an artist, there's a different kind of appreciation, you know? Like, I think about like fashion. You can see somebody with a cute outfit on and be like, oh my God, that's a cute outfit. And like, yeah, thank you so much. But when you really have an appreciation for fashion and art, you're not just seeing a cute outfit, you're able to identify and compliment someone's choice of, you know, a really amazing color scheme, or the way that they're playing with primary colors, or the way that they're playing with opposite colors and different things like that. I love art so much, and being an artist makes me someone who's able to engage with artistry in such a deep way. Like, it fucking moves me. Movies change my life, you know what I mean? And so does music, and so does art. Like actual paintings and photographs and architecture and buildings. I just love being alive. I just love being alive. Thank you so much for that. I'm not sure what I want to manifest, but even how you mentioned when you channel for me, acting, theater, and creativity keeps coming up. Yeah. What do you mean you're not sure what you want to manifest when you just said becoming an actor would be a dream for you? It's been making me think about what is within me trying to come out. Yeah. And you know how in the last reading we did, we talked about identifying your feelings. As you continue identifying your feelings, it's going to come out naturally. And also, what else do I want to say? What else do I want to say? You might want to do some inner child work around that part of you that did not feel safe expressing like what she wanted. Because it feels like there's a part of you, like an inner child, where you had an experience where maybe you wanted a toy, or you wanted to go to a certain place, or you wanted to do a certain thing, and people weren't hearing you, or they were getting upset with you, or they were ignoring you. And you just kind of learned to, again, ignore what you wanted, ignore what your dream was. I always find it very interesting when people are like, I don't know what I want to do. And my answer to that is always like, that's impossible. Because you have an inner being. Your soul has a purpose for being on planet Earth. And so if you're having an experience where you're like, I don't know what to do, to me, that is a very clear disconnect from who you are on a soul level. So I would either do inner child work, and you might just open it up like, hey, like, self, me, inner child. If there is a version of me who does not feel safe to express what she wants and how she feels, like, please come forward, because I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to acknowledge you. I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to hear you now. That's a good one. And then also meditation. Meditation is a fabulous one. Awesome, Natalia. I got your notification. So let me know what your question is, and then I'll do it right now. Doing meditation to open up to receive from your higher self and your inner being, that might be cool too. So you might want to set a timer for like 10 to 15 minutes. You probably want to start with 10. And then I like to do a timer on my phone and just have like the music stop at the end of the 10 minutes so it doesn't like snap me out of everything. But you might want to sit for 10 minutes and just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just allow, like, imagine maybe like a purple light or something coming down from the heavens, coming down from your soul, coming down from like your highest self. Like maybe you imagine like an orb, or like some sort of like figure, you know, like an energy, like your soul, like your higher self above you. And I would just imagine that energy like pouring into your crown chakra, pouring into your third eye. That's something that I would do. That's something I would add to my daily routine. That's something I try even just a couple of times, so that you can receive that connection, and it can start to be very clear to you, that sense of direction of where do I want to go and what do I want to create. I think I've worked on my inner child. I think it's the teenager in me that I need to work on. Okay, beautiful. I would consider it to be the same thing. I would consider my inner child can be me at 19 years old. I don't mean specifically you from the ages of 0 to 10. I just mean your past self. Okay, whatever wants to come through. I have lots going on. All right, I did remember you putting that before. Sorry. Okay. Acting just seems like a dream, like not real, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's your limiting belief. It's just a dream. It's not possible for me. That's the problem. That's what we just talked about in your reading. That's the problem. No, I can't do that. That's not real. That's not realistic. That's not possible. That's the hand. And you being willing to be ferocious and you being committed to telling the new story. I can do this. I do this. I am doing this. It is happening. God is on my side. I am capable. That's the work. Okay. You're welcome, Natalia. Okay, thank you so much. I've been thinking whatever success I achieve, you'll be somehow involved. I love it. Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy that I have been able to work with you and support you throughout multiple stages of your journey. Your guidance has been pivotal. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get our timer set up for Natalia. Okay, I feel to use the Magical Spirit Oracle. Okay. Okay. Alright. Thanks for pronouncing my name right. Yes, of course. I see it. Okay. What do people usually say? Natalia? I think it's because my name is Natalie. And when I was in high school, one of my best friends, she's Mexican, and she and like her mom and kind of like her siblings and stuff, if they weren't calling me Nat, they were calling me Natalia, because that's my name in Spanish. Oh, people call you Natalie? Even with the A at the end? That's crazy. Okay. Let's get our timer going. Is there a specific aspect of life where you have a lot going on, or you're just like multiple areas, things feel overwhelmed, you feel challenged? I always thought it was weird. Yeah, it is weird. It's kind of a microaggression, isn't it? Okay, we have the Lover coming through. Let's get our timer started. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of Natalia. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of Natalia. I am in divine flow and move in alignment, yin and yang. Okay. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of Natalia. It's time to come home, goddess of the sea. Sometimes you will break before you bloom. You can let go, surrender to what is. Okay. Are you undergoing like some sort of like dark night of the soul? I don't even really know what a dark night of the soul is. Like, I'm sure it was a term that I had an awareness of in like 2019 or 2018 when I was like starting my journey, but I don't even know what's going on. But that's the phrase that just came into my mind. Dark night of the soul. Let's pull some more cards. Messages for Natalia. What does Natalia need to hear right now? We have get out of your head. First we got attract through glow. Then we got get out of your head. Now we have inner conflict resolution. Okay. And then we have quantum jump. And then we have surrender to receive. Surrender keeps coming through. I am just getting, okay, yes. In general, nothing too overwhelming at work, etc. Personal divorce things, yes. Custody issues, etc. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, I am just getting out of the hardest season of my life. Okay, perfect. So let's start with this idea of surrender, because surrender came through twice, not in cards in the deck, I don't think. Well, yeah, surrender is in that card, but we got surrender here and surrender here at like the bottom of the deck, which kind of gives us like an underlying energy. So let's talk a little bit about surrender. Specifically, what's coming through for you is surrender feels terrifying when you're telling the story that you're not supported. And I get the energy of you being the woman who has to do everything, okay? Kind of gives me like an older daughter feeling, you being the woman who has to do everything. And so when you're the woman who does everything and everybody is relying on you, this idea of surrender, this idea of just do nothing, it's like, okay, but if I just do nothing, then nothing's going to get done. If I just do nothing, I'm going to be neglected. If I just do nothing, I'm not going to be taken care of. And so, or hope to be getting out of it. Okay, perfect. I understand. I'm feeling you. So when the spirit guides, angels, and ancestors are coming through and they're talking about surrender for you right now, it's like surrender doesn't just mean I'm going to do nothing and I'm just going to give it up to God, even though a part of me doesn't really believe that I'm going to be taken care of. The message of surrender is coming through to say, basically like the spiritual world has your back. And not just the spiritual world. How can I explain this? Oh my God. Okay. I feel like they're saying a million things all at once. First things first, I would love for you to tap into the energy of being supported. Not like right now in the middle of this reading, but in your journaling, in your EFT tapping, in your meditation, in your just talking out loud to yourself. What would it be like if you were supported by the world? What would that look like if you were living in a world that supported you? For me, living in a world that supports me looks like I have multiple friends that I've made just going to the gym consistently for about a year. And so I have this one friend who she offered to give me a ride home one night. I didn't ask her. I was just planning on walking home from the gym. It was late at night. It was dark outside. And my friend was like, oh no, you cannot walk home by yourself. It's hella fucking dark. Like, get in, I'll give you a ride. I live right around the corner from you. And so she offered to give me a ride. That's a reflection of me being supported. And then from that moment forward, she was like, yeah, if I'm ever going to the gym and you need a ride, you let me know. And then I have another friend who one of my teachers moved from teaching her class at my gym to another place. And now it's all the way across town. And so that friend ends up living kind of near me. And I asked if we could carpool. And when I asked her if we could carpool, I said, I can, give you gas money. I can contribute. And she's like, okay, yeah, sounds good. We can carpool. And so when it's time for us to arrange the carpooling, I say, how much do you want for gas money? And she says, I don't really need anything. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So now I'm getting rides to and from the gym every single week on Wednesday, and I don't have to pay anything. I'm just being taken care of. I'm just being supported. The world supports me. Me being supported by the world looks like me connecting with women randomly who are generous, who are loving, who are supportive. Me being supported by the world, me being supported by God, me being supported by my spiritual team looks like me being guided to go back to that specific gym. I was meditating. I was in an embodiment session with a coach a year ago. And the message, it was like, what does your body need to say to you right now? And the message from my body was, you need to push me more. You don't know everything that I can do. And so then I was like, okay, I don't just need to go for more walks around my neighborhood. I need to challenge myself. I need to go to the gym and do some shit that's going to challenge me. And so I went to the gym, which I had joined the gym before briefly when I left college, and I left for a couple of reasons not relevant. We don't have time to talk about it. But I ended up going back to the gym, and this time I start taking classes at the gym. And so me being supported by the world and me being supported by the spiritual and me being supported by my body is my body communicating to me, let's go work out. Me being guided to this gym, me starting to take classes, and me starting to see the same women showing up to the same classes, me starting to put myself out there and starting to build relationships and friendships with these women. And then they end up supporting me even more. So I found classes that supported my body and my health, and I found community that supports me in practical ways and also emotional ways. I was going through some stuff a couple weeks ago or months ago. I don't even know. My mom was in the hospital for stuff. I just had to take like a week-long break from work. And one of my friends from the gym saw my post on my story on Instagram and sent me a message and was like, hey, is everything okay? Just letting you know I'm here if you need to talk. Like, that is so sweet. So not only am I being supported by them physically, by being willing to give me rides, but I'm also being supported by them emotionally. That's an option there. I know what you're saying. Yes, I've experienced and felt like I've always poured out of me. And though I'm not the eldest, I'm the baby. I've never been babied or had the privilege to relax and surrender. Okay, good. Perfect. You understand what I'm saying. So tapping into that energy in a practical sense, getting out your journal and EFT tapping and imagining what would be going on in the world if you were supported, and looking at the practical, but they're saying to focus on the spiritual. Everything that I'm describing, I was not consciously going out of my way saying, how can I get someone to give me rides to the gym for free, you know? Not that that's bad to want or bad to seek out, but that wasn't my intention. Instead, I'm tapping into and practicing being in the energy of, I'm supported. Things work out for me. My needs are met. I'm taken care of. I'm shown up for. I live in a world that loves to take care of me. That's a great scripting prompt for you. Start off with that sentence and then write a full page in your journal as if you're living in that reality. I'm living in a world that loves to take care of me. What happens for you as the woman who lives in a world that loves to take care of her? What thoughts do you think as the woman who lives in the world that loves to take care of her? What expectations do you have as the woman who lives in the world that loves to take care of her? That's an energy that you want to tap into at least once a day. And then you're going to start to, of course, see those results. And then it's going to feel safer to surrender. It's going to feel safer to relax because you're going to have built up that momentum and that belief that the world is going to take care of me. Okay, there's a timer. We're almost done. The world is my safety net. The world is supporting me. I know there's supposed to be like 10-minute readings, but really it's at least 10 minutes. And if I do some anecdotes and tell some stories in the middle, it might be 20. And that's my prerogative because this is my business and I can do what I want. Okay. So we have the Lover. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings. Aphrodite, passion, abundance, attract through glow. So this is talking about the power of manifestation. Just like we talked about tapping into the energy of the world loves to take care of you. This is so perfect because this is quite literally the Lover. So what if you were living in a world that loved to love you? And as you tap into the energy of things being taken care of, you attract it, you magnetize it into your world. So you're talking about this moment of the dark night of the soul, and you're talking about, I'm hoping to be out of this. You're going to get out of this. You're going to manifest an ending to this turbulent time by imagining that it's over. And we're not imagining it in a way where we are disassociating and pretending that we don't have problems, or pretending that there's not issues, or pretending that the challenges don't exist. No, you're showing up, you're handling the things. If you have to do certain things for the divorce, you're doing the thing. If you have to do certain things for custody with the kid, you're doing the thing. And after you get done in the courtroom, after you get done on that call, after you get done on the job, you're also tapping into the energy of, I'm on the other side. Everything worked out beautifully. I'm on the other side. I am safe and secure. I got exactly what I needed. I got what I needed in custody. I got what I needed in terms of money. I got what I needed in terms of finances. I got what I needed in terms of peace. I'm on the other side. What does the other side look like for you? How do you want life to look after all of this is done and the dust has settled? Get clear on that vision, and then start start practicing, okay, for what life is going to be like and what life is going to feel like. And as you're practicing, you're becoming a vibrational match. You're magnetizing it into your life. In other words, start feeling at peace now. Not forcing yourself, saying, I can't be anxious. I can't be scared. I can't be worried. I have to be at peace or else I'm not going to receive. It's like, no, you just casually open your journal. You casually are like, you know what? Let me imagine what life would be like on the other side of this. And then you're tapping into the energy. If I was on the other side of this, this would be happening, this would be happening, and this would be happening. If God was on my side, if the world loved me, this is what would be happening right here and right now. If things were working out for me, this is what would be occurring. This is what would be coming in, and this is how I would be feeling. As you answer every single one of those questions, you are vibrating in alignment with your desires, ideas, people, places, things, experiences, and solutions all begin to magnetize into your world. It's just a matter of continuing to show up. So now we have, I'm in divine flow, yin and yang, and I move in alignment. And then we have get out of your own head. So I don't know if you already have a journaling practice. Scripting is coming through a lot. Of course, I always recommend scripting, and I love talking about scripting. So it's definitely something that I think that you should check out. But that journaling also is going to help you to get out of your own head. It's almost like there's a little bit of overthinking, possibly like thinking about worst case scenarios, or just kind of worrying about stress, like being a little bit anxious about stuff. I love to do morning pages, especially when I'm feeling super anxious. So you could look into the artist way. You don't have to. Long story short, morning pages is just this practice of every single morning writing 3 pages in your journal. 3 pages or 30 minutes. If you can't do 3 pages or 30 minutes, try 5 minutes of writing. Try 10 minutes. Or try 1 page. Yeah, I've stopped doing it and I do miss it. So good. 110%. I highly suggest you go back into journaling because it's going to help you with the overthinking. There's a lot of mental chatter in your head, and it's kind of getting in the way of the creative solutions that want to come in. So we suggest doing morning pages because it's going to help you tap back into that flow, tap back into that alignment, and it just kind of feels like an energy of balancing. Okay, so writing is super good. And then we have inner conflict resolution, goddess of the sea, abundance, purification, ego. It's time to come home. Inner conflict resolution. This kind of feels like worrying less about other people and worrying more about yourself. And I don't know if worry is the perfect word, or if you really are worrying or thinking about other people. It just feels like there are certain people and experiences that are taking up space mentally for you, and they don't need to be there. And it's kind of like there are ways where people are taking your energy because they're taking your focus, and you're going, how could they do that? Or how could they have done that? Or why are they living in that way? Or, I'm so frustrated and I'm upset. And of course, have your moment, process your emotions, process your feelings, but then be willing to redirect your focus to you. What do I need in this moment? What's going to support me in this moment? Yeah, what do I need in this moment? What's going to support me in this moment? It's time to come home to myself. It's like, it's time to focus on what you want. It's time to focus on what you like. It's time to focus on what you enjoy. It kind of almost feels like other people are being put like on a pedestal in your life in a way, not where you think that they're better than you, but where they're more of a priority than you. And so the message that's coming through is for you to prioritize yourself. And then we have sometimes you will break before you bloom. And then we have quantum jump. And it's almost like we're saving the most offensive thing for last. What's coming through, and this is just something for you to play around with in your mind, is what part of you wanted things to end up the way that they ended up. And I'm not saying what part of you wanted a messy divorce or what part of you wanted, challenging experiences for your child. That's not what I mean. But what part of you was begging for relief? What part of you was begging to be heard? It's like when you get fired from a job, but you hated that job and you complained about it every single day. Yes, it sucks that you were fired from the job, but you didn't want to be in that job. What I'm getting is that certain challenging events and circumstances have happened and are happening, but it's not the world outside of you hurting you and doing negative things to you. There's a part of you that wanted to let go of certain experiences, wanted to let go of certain people, wanted to let go of patterns, of ways of being, whether that's with your, ex or with yourself and the way that you live and what you expect or how you show up or how you dress or how you behave. Because this energy of sometimes you will break before you bloom, I feel like the last message that's coming through is that you are preparing for a quantum leap. And now they're singing Beyonce, Best Thing I Never Had. They're saying at the end of this experience, I just feel like you're going to end up very happy. I feel like you're going to end up very fulfilled. Maybe not right now. I'm not saying you can't be fulfilled right now, but you might not be satisfied with what's going on right now. In 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, you're going to look back at this moment and you're going to say, wow, this was a moment where my life was changing so much. It looked like certain things were crumbling, but really they were falling into place. And then that goes back into what we talked about earlier with surrender. I feel like the universe is being on your side right now. Even if it's a negative experience, even if it's an unwanted thing, I feel like you're going to begin to see how you actually were being blessed the entire time, or how you actually were being led the entire time. It's almost like as you continue to do this work and you shift, you end up writing a book based on your, previous marriage and that process of going through divorce. And then it becomes a New York Times bestseller. And then it's like, wow, this messy situation or this uncomfortable situation or this painful situation ended up being something that powerfully moved me into and pivoted me and launched me into one of the greatest seasons in my life. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. Okay, there's our timer. I think that's our second timer. And I actually feel satisfied with the reading now. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Natalia. I hope that you enjoyed it. I feel like that message was really, really good. And with that being said, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, my love. With that being said, if anybody wants a reading, speak now. This is the last call. So insightful and helpful. Good. Thank you. I'm happy that you found it to be helpful and insightful, period. Oh, thank you guys for liking the video. I love that you guys are coming on and liking the video. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes, and if anybody wants a reading, you need to tell me within the next 2 minutes. And if not, no big deal. But I am going to get off of here. Ah. Okay. It's been 2 minutes. Did I say I was going to do a 2-minute timer? I think I did, and I just didn't start it. Did my timer go off? It's fine. It's fine. It's been several minutes. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm getting off of here. I need to shower. I need to do laundry. And I need to go to bed. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.